Oh, shushy, shushy, please be quiet. This tippy-tappy gobshitery ain't for you. Alex Belfield's voice of reason.
Last night we turned the clocks back an hour. I'm going to turn the clock back 2 years and tell you that 2 years ago this week, my life was destroyed by a witch hunt of lies and conspiracy designed to gag and silence and discredit me by the BBC, who for the last 10 years I've been exposing via the Daily Mail, the Mail on Sunday, the Mirror, the People, the Sun on Sunday, as their number one whistleblower, as the number one outer of their cockamamie schemes, their financial corruption and other things that they don't want me to talk about. I was target number one, enemy number one to be destroyed, via a corrupt barrister called Nicola Kane at their ridiculous external solicitors. Despite having 80 in their own offices, they hired, well, unfortunately for them, a crooked one to try and bring me down. Well, she's now gone. See you in court, Miss Kane. I'm bringing you this video today because 2 years on, this week, we were meant to be in court. We will not be in court because Nottingham police, who I believe are equally as corrupt as the BBC, have not delivered the file. So there will be no court case this week. So despite my life, in my belief, being on the edge, I believe they want me dead. I believe they've put me under pressure to top myself in the hope that I might be up to something that they would have found. Well, they didn't. 7 no further actions, by the way, so far. See you in court, Chancellor Guildford. Yes, this man, the Chief Constable of Nottingham Police, who said nothing, along with Caroline Henry, the lady who this week had a party. Well, it was a gathering with no public. What would that be? A party, I guess, where she spent hundreds of pounds of public money. Nobody attended from the public. It seems they're all in on the same scam, these people. They don't like it when people like me hold them to account, which is what I'm allowed to do. You see, I don't like being called a journalist because these are scum-sucking pond life. These are people who cheer when they find out that the soldier who's died is from their patch. These are people who behave despicably like Martin Bashir. So I distance myself massively from being a journalist because I don't like them. I've worked with thousands of them. They're not nice people. But I guess it's hard to argue that I'm not a journalist. Bearing in mind, for example, yesterday I covered an event and interviewed a lot of people. That makes you, by definition, a journalist, I suppose. It's a shame, but that's what I am. And all I'm trying to do is work in the public interest and be as transparent as I can. Well, the good news is I'm up to nothing. They arrested me on fraud. No further action. They arrested me on a bomb threat. No further action. They smashed down my door by that goon, that thicko, the mob who came without their numbers on because they didn't want to be identified, making the whole thing totally corrupt. As if no warrants for any of the raids is bad enough, Nottingham police will have to answer these questions in a court of law. All I've ever wanted, by the way, is my day in court. All I've ever wanted is to be able to expose the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And it seems I'm about the only one with nothing to hide. Bearing in mind, accusers of the past have had wives and daughters on Twitter selling themselves, and yet accuse me of blackmail when they wrote to themselves. It seems these people are shameless and will go to any level to lie and try and close me down. It seems the more honest you are, the more transparent you are, the more brave you are in free speech, the more they want to kill you. What's curious over the last 2 years, I've met endless judges and endless police officers, and so far they've achieved nothing. So far, I believe we've had 13 court hearings, costing £240,000 so far in legal fees. They've still not gagged me, and I'm still here, and I'm still growing, and there's nothing they can do about it. This is a huge problem for them, because unfortunately, judges are very reluctant to rule on free speech. Because I am entitled to be a piss taker. I am entitled to use mucky language. I am entitled to say fuck. I know they don't like it because their little spectrum mind can't cope. But you know what, as we sit here on a stormy day, as the baby Jesus pours down rain on Nottingham, as the winds are blowing on Halloween, good God, this is not going very well for shushy shushy of the Belfield. What I've noticed over the last 2 years is a conspiracy between two government bodies, the BBC and the police, to find any way to intimidate, to harass, to destroy. They even stole my microphone. Do you remember they came and stole my microphone? As if that could be part of a terrorism plot, which is what they defended as. They said that I'm a bomber who, via my microphone, was a terrorist. Yeah, good luck with that. It lasted 4 minutes, the interview. See you in court. Chancellor Guildford. Yes, we will see you there. We will see you in court and see how you feel in front of a judge, because I have great faith in judges. So far, not one of them has gagged me, shut me up, or taken me off air. Not one. This week, we were meant to be at Nottingham Crown Court. I opted for the Crown Court because I want a jury, because I want a proper judge, and I want every single detail to come out. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It's going to take 6 weeks, and I can't wait. The beginning of the process was meant to be on the 4th, but Nottingham Police haven't handed us the bundle. They've asked for another 7 weeks. This was weeks ago. Still no sign. So nothing's happened, other than the fact they continue to gag me on certain subjects. Now, as I've said all along, people say, why aren't you talking about it? Well, we can't. You can't prejudice a case, and I won't. I can talk about process, which is what I'm doing here today. So I can't talk about anything. That's fine, but it will come out in the end. It always does. Innocent or guilty, eventually these things run out and you can speak. That's the joy of living in a 2021 United Kingdom. This is very exciting to me, because all I've ever wanted is for the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth to be exposed. And in a court of law, it is public domain, it can be published, and it is there on record forever. That's all I've ever wanted. So just to let you know, again, and read into this what you will, Nottingham Police, again I repeat, 7 no further actions who I believe are completely corrupt. They've shown themselves to be as thick as 2 short planks. Lest we forget, the arresting officer is a liar and a crook. She extended bail 3 times, which their lawyer has already admitted. I believe his name was Mr. Ringpiece at Nottingham Police. They've already admitted that bail was extended 3 times unlawfully to gag me and silence me. Free speech. Well, here we are. 2 years later, since the BBC wanted me dead, since they tried a witch hunt of lies to destroy me, I'm still here and on air. We wait. I am in no rush. I'm the biggest I've ever been. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I am the most successful I've ever been. I'm the richest I've ever been in heart and pocket. And I now, because of that and YouTube, I'm able to defend myself. Add into that the generosity of you. It is incredible. Now, for those of you wondering what's going on, we are £240,000 invested into free speech, protecting my free speech and protecting my innocence and suing other people. This week on Tuesday, we hand a file to the High Court. And that's very exciting because another judge did not rule to silence me. In fact, he gave me the opportunity to hand in a file to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's handed in on Tuesday. And that, therefore, is now in process. So that's fantastic. Again, another judge that didn't gag me, in fact, gave me the opportunity to tell the truth. This is wonderful. This is all we've ever wanted. But we have to be patient. Now, in terms of costs, as I told you, I have ploughed tens of thousands of my own money into this that I wouldn't have had 2 years ago. There is a karma about this whole thing. And somebody's looking down on me. I should almost become religious, although most of them are complete fucking hypocrites. So I probably won't. You won't find me on my knees, although I did want to do. I recommended to Tim Divvy, the boss of the BBC, why don't we do Belfield's religious show on your knees with Alex? And he said, since Savile, we're not doing that anymore. I said, okay. The reality is you gave so generously, and at the moment we're fine. So thank you. We don't need any more. I appreciate it. I'll let you know when we're on the ropes. As a man once said, on the ropes, you see, got them on the ropes. And we're fine. I'm ploughing all this money because I'm earning a lot of money through YouTube, which is brilliant. 240. I could have paid off this house with that money, but don't worry, we're going to sue and get that money back. Eventually, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing will come out. The BBC will have to explain their actions, and so will the liars. Great, and so will Nottingham Police with their 7 no further actions. But as for the other matter, this week we won't be in court. It's funny, isn't it? They don't seem to want to get me in court. They don't seem to want to let me speak in an arena where I can say anything on record. But we must remind ourselves that 13 judges have not ruled against me and not gagged me at all, under any circumstances. I'm still here. I'm free to speak. And they could have. They could have already ruled. This could already be over. It is Nottingham Police once again dragging their heels. You read into that what you will. All I will say is, all I want is a speedy approach on everything. Let's get in court and put everything on the table and get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth out there. I have nothing to hide. I repeat once again, I believe this to be a witch hunt. I believe it is 2 government bodies colluding. It is a corrupt barrister who's already gone because she's been proven to be a liar. What does that say? And indeed, we know the arresting officer has already had to be forced to admit that she wrongly extended bail 3 times to gag me. That comes from Ringpeace, her lawyer at East Midlands Police. It's not actually Nottingham Police anymore. It's now East Midlands. So we sit and wait. I'm in no rush. I'm having the time of my life here talking to you. Again, in terms of costs, 100% of money has gone to Henry Bramman, my lawyer, which is on account. That will be spent as necessary, and then we will claim it all back. I intend, for the record, to sue every single person I can to clear my name, 100%. So we'll say nothing about the case, we will talk about the process, and we will leave it there. All I want you to know is, all I want to do is get in court, and all they seem to want to do is procrastinate. But the notion that a man who last year was on £86 a week universal credit, who didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of because of a disgusting pandemic that took away my career, my ability to earn, my right to leave my house to earn a living, my right to go and do shows that I've done for 25 years. And then suddenly this gift is sent from heaven to make me the biggest star of YouTube. As yesterday, those amazing people who came and said hello, over the moon. It was just so beautiful. The karma is staggering. The absolute, just unbelievable justice that I have now earned enough money to be able to defend myself, and found you who have, in the beginning, given a lot of money, a huge amount of money to support me, all of which went to Henry on account, and all of which, when we sue, hopefully will come back tenfold, and I will be able to give it all to charity. I don't want 1 penny of it. I never have. Never taken a penny of it, and never will. I don't need money. I need justice, and a court, and a judge, and the truth. That's all I've ever wanted. For 10 years, I've been trying to sue the BBC. And remember, the corrupt lawyer, Nicola Kane at RPC, who's now been sacked, well, she says she's gone for mental health reasons, but we know what that is. She was called a liar by a judge. She lied to a court and a client. She's gone. This is the woman who's stopped me getting justice. But lest we forget, I was bullied at the BBC and beaten up because I had a payout for it. Mercilessly bullied because I'm a white gammon, and that doesn't count, does it? Well, let's see whether a judge agrees. All I want is to slap it on the table and tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So we get closer by the day, and every day that passes tells a story, and also increases my claim for compensation every single day. What these people have tried to do to me is despicable and indefensible. 7 no further actions so far. 3 raids, no warrants, and these people think they can come in your house and steal your microphone and take away your free speech. Well, good luck with that. Let's see what a High Court thinks. So this week, we're not in the Crown because Nottingham Police haven't done their bit, delivered the file. They're deliberately procrastinating. So we're looking at February, March now. Okay, I'll wait, fine. But what we will do this week at the High Court on Tuesday is file a document that a High Court judge entitled me 3 weeks ago to present. So this is fantastic. So we're finally getting somewhere. But I keep the faith because I haven't met a judge yet that's ruled against me, and all I see is a lot of chit-chat, a lot of people talking. But guess who's the number one talker? Why? Because of you. Thank you. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for love. Thank you for your support. I probably would be dead. That's the truth. If it wasn't for you, because I'd have had no function. I'd have had no purpose. I'd have had no point to get out of bed in the morning, and that's what they wanted. They wanted to kill my soul. They wanted to gag me and silence me. They wanted to intimidate me, certainly. That's why there's 7 no further actions on record so far. That's why they came with the STI van. And Martin and his big chopper had the time of their lives. Well, good luck, Martin. See you in court. What a thicko that guy is. Little slaphead that he is, thinks he can smash down my back doors. Well, okay, see you in court. Let's see what a judge thinks. They will never stop sarcasm, language. They'll never stop satire, humour, or comedians like me that want to take the piss. They'll never be able to stop me making this video. They will try. And I encourage them, feel free, keep coming back arresting. Please, please, please. You're adding to my claim every day. You're exposing yourself as the goons and mob that you are. I am not intimidated by you. I'm not intimidated by anyone. I'm certainly not intimidated by the BBC. And I will see you in court. All of you. One by one by one. I have no choice. On behalf of my audience, it's the least I could do. And the notion that I could have paid off my fucking mortgage with the money I've wasted on this bullshit is an atrocity. Because most people would not have this money or platform to defend themselves. They'd already be gagged, silenced, and probably dead. Never underestimate your enemy. Ever, ever, ever. If you're thinking of this cockamamie scheme, never underestimate your enemy. Let me tell you why. Because they might not be as bad as you. They might not be up to the tricks you're up to. They might not be sneaky. They might not be corrupt like Nottingham police, coming without warrants and no lapel numbers, no insignia, covering their faces, trying to be smart. Well, it hasn't gone very well. You might try and go through the magistrates 11 times to get me gagged and fail. It didn't work. Free speech will always be the bastion of hope in this country. And when it isn't, I'll go and live somewhere else. I told a man in theatre a few years ago, before the lockdown, he said, "How could you speak to me like that?" And I said, "Because I'm the only person you've ever met that doesn't want a job. Now fuck off." This is how I feel about these people. I'm not intimidated by you. I don't respect you. I'm not in awe of you. I think you're despicable. I think you're vile. And there's nothing you can do about it. I will see you in court. And eventually the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will come out. And I can't wait. I'm very patient. I have been for 2 years. And you can continue your witch hunts. You can continue the talk. Yabba, yabba, yabba. Yap, 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 yap.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
There we go. Tonight we're back from 9 with the phone in. Let's see what happens next. But no court this week. But court documents filed at the High Court. I can't wait. All I've ever wanted is the truth. And all I've ever wanted is a platform where I can gobshite on a daily basis and have my say. Dreams can come true, and they have. Thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you to Dr. Karma. And thank you to the courts. Not let me down so far. And thank you to my legal team. As highly as they're paid, they're working their asses off. They've spent 3 weeks writing a document that is sensational. Sensational. And it will be delivered to the High Court this week. Thank you. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. See you tonight from 9. Happy Halloween, everyone. It's the only day of the year I'm socially acceptable.
Guardian readers, ambivalacious types, and champagne sippers, switch off now. Alex Belfield's voice of reason.